Who will do what by when? It is one of the key things that you need to understand before you wrap up a meeting in order to help your team hold themselves accountable and actually yourself accountable to making sure that the things that you're discussed in your meeting actually get done. Who will do what by when? If you're really clear around these things, then it's understood across the team who's going to do the thing and by what time are they going to do the thing. So we talked before about call planning. And remember, in call planning, we want to understand the whole who is in the room. We want to know what their objectives are. We want to be really clear about what our objectives are. And on the know theirs, we're anticipating it. And at the bottom, we want to know what our desired next steps are. And I like to use 3 desired next steps. Once we know who will do what by when, we have a clear list of the specific actions that need to happen by who, the people, by when. By who, by when. Let's say we've got this stuff together. Now what do we do next? Here's one of the biggest challenges that ends up happening when it comes to agreeing to do something during a meeting, but then not getting it done. First, work just happens. You get back to your day-to-day type stuff. You get back to your other meetings. You get back to client work. You get back to all of those things. Those things will start to get in the way. So we, as leaders, it's our obligation to help build leadership capabilities across our team, which include both project management, time management, decision-making. So problem-solving, decision-making, goal-setting, and execution. The project management kind of fits into that piece. Communication and design. These are things that we help them with. If you as a leader add more stuff, the do nots, so let's do do nots, do not add more stuff to your team over the course of the week. It's super easy for us to say, hey, remember that thing that we were talking about? Can you take care of that? Or Joe came by and asked me to take care of this thing. Can you add that to your plate? When we start adding new items to the checklist of the people that are working with us, we're going to get in the way of them being able to do that whole who will do what by when. Don't add new things. The next thing that you can do is make sure that you've got some check-in points. Ideally, these are part of your one-on-ones that you've already got scheduled or part of some other type of meeting that's in place. You have some kind of check-in. I'm going to put these over in the do's. You have some kind of check-in where you are able to get a brief status update. What's working relative to the project? What's not working? Where are you stuck? If you know the answer to those 3 things, you're going to be able to help members of your team achieve the who will do what by when. I'm traveling this week, so we're doing this thing on the iPad with the whiteboard instead of doing it on my traditional whiteboard, which I usually have behind me. Let me know what you think. Does this work, or is it a little bit awkward? Am I trying to force something? So who will do what by when, make sure we have the next steps, have a high level of clarity who the person is that's going to do the thing, what the thing is that they're going to do, and when that needs to happen. Don't add more. Don't add more. Do have check-ins built into it. The next piece, be honest with yourself about what the team's capabilities are from a timing standpoint. Do they actually have the time to achieve the work that's necessary? So do be realistic about what time, energy, and attention can be put toward this. Don't make assumptions. We do not want to make assumptions in this part. Remember, assumptions, they make an ass out of you and me. When it comes to accountability, I think this is one of the most important things that we typically miss. Accountability, if you break it down into smaller parts, it's to account for. So what's the thing that we're going to account for? What's the data that we're going to account for? How are we actually going to go through the process of accounting for it? So what, how, and when. If you know those things from an accounting perspective, you're going to put yourself in a much better position to be successful. What, how, when it comes to accounting for things. Here's the other mistake I think a lot of people make, and this is one that I've struggled with. Struggled with the idea that you have to hold your team accountable. You do not have to hold your team accountable. Let me say it again. You do not have to hold your team accountable. What you want to do is build a team that is accountable to self, that is accountable to each other, that is accountable to the specific work that has been requested. If you help them build their own accountability, then you don't have to go around chasing things. So how do we do it? We do it through the combination of systems and thinking. When it comes to systems, let's use the combination of tools and process. So one of the tools that we want to have is a checklist. We have a checklist that can be a very good accountability tool. A checklist with times and dates, things that you can cross off, potentially by day, potentially by week. That's a really good tool that you can use. From a tool perspective, we can use meetings, or we can use our daily stand-ups or our huddles as a way to help with accountability. So we can use daily stand-ups or huddles to help with accountability. Remember, in these instances, you're going to ask these basic questions. What's working? What's not working? Where are you stuck? And then the other thing that we can do from a tools perspective is maybe use some project management tools. You might use something like a Trello. You might use something like a Monday.com or Notion. Use some of these project management tools to help with that accountability. From a process standpoint, remember, things happen in a specific order to achieve a result. Know what the first thing is that needs to get done, know what the second thing that needs to get done, and know what the third thing that needs to get done. Just make sure that those things are done in the right order, in the right time to help do this. If we apply both the combination of process and tools, systems, plus thinking and execution, we will get ourselves into a better position where our team will hold themselves accountable to doing the thing that they said they were going to do. So relative to thinking on accountability, let's make sure we all have the same, let's go mindset. What's our mindset, our attitude and belief around accountability? My attitude and belief around accountability is that we are personally accountable to the work that we commit to. And from a definition standpoint, it means to account for that work. Have that mindset around accountability. You and your team will get better at holding yourselves accountable to achieving the results that you set yourself out for when it comes to doing the work tied to the specific meetings you're working on. Apply the jobs to be done framework to the meeting, do the right things in the right order, put the things in place to help your team be accountable to getting those things done, and don't take it all on yourself. I hope you like this travel version of Learn, Think, Act. If you have questions, please let me know. You can always send those questions to help@findmycatalyst.com. If you have a topic that you'd like to see me cover, please let me know that as well. If you know somebody who would find this valuable, share it with them. And thank you for sharing it. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's awesome to see the growth, and I can't wait to meet you in person at an event in the future.